taking steps to get Americans back to work. I'm Jill Horner. This is Comcast Newsmakers. With me is United States Congressman John Carney. Thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
When we talk about the idea of getting Americans back to work, many people who are unemployed may have been unemployed for many months at this point. Talk to us about some of the challenges that these individuals face when they've been unemployed for months at a time.
So the country fell into a recession after the financial crisis in 2008. So you've got a lot of people, millions of people nationally, 30 or 40,000 Delawareans are out of work. And about half of them, the data suggests, are out of work for more than 6 months. So somebody that's not going to work every day for 6 months or longer, it gets to be pretty debilitating. So we've been looking at ways to address that particular problem. The president himself had some proposals in his American Jobs Act that would reform unemployment compensation programs. Now that would have to be done at the state level, but we have a legislation that was developed in a bipartisan breakfast group that I'm part of with Jim Renacci, Republican from Ohio, to allow an employer to use unemployment compensation payments for an individual to hire that person, add some money from the business. Gives an opportunity for that person who's unemployed, if they're unemployed for 6 months or more, gives them a chance to get back into a routine, going to work every day at a new work site where they might be picking up additional skills on the job training and get them into a routine. And then hopefully at the end of the period of time, that employer will recognize that they've identified a good employee and keep that person on. So it would be, the states would have the option of changing their unemployment compensation program to include something like this. So we think it's a good practical idea.
So it would be a federal initiative that the states could actually opt into to really focus on the long-term unemployed.
That's exactly right. So to give small business people in particular, I think, but large businesses as well, an incentive to actually hire somebody and give somebody that's out of work, that's unemployed, an opportunity to go to work and maybe get some additional skills that will enhance their marketability into the future.
Why is it important to allow more flexibility when it comes to unemployment compensation?
Well, again, because I think the president's idea was to allow unemployment compensation to be used for training. So one of the big problems we have in this country is we have a skills gap. There are actually jobs out there right now, even though we have 9% unemployment, that go begging, if you will, because there are not people that have the appropriate skills. So one of our challenges as a country is to make sure that we can provide training for folks to do the jobs that are available. Now, we don't have enough jobs in total for all the folks that are out of work, but we do have jobs for some. So we have to bridge that skills gap. We think this is a way to do it from an on-the-job training perspective. The president's idea is a good idea as well, to allow those funds to be used for actual training.
Now, would this work in conjunction with other pieces as to what the president has suggested? And are you getting buy-in? As you mentioned, this is a bipartisan effort, but are you getting buy-in across the board from states and other entities that would need to?
Well, we haven't heard a lot so far from states. We've been working at the federal level and getting our colleagues to understand what it would do and to sign on, and that's kind of the first step for us. But we did think that it worked well with what the president was proposing, and the fact that he was proposing some reforms to unemployment was a kind of an opening for us. The fact that it's bipartisan, I think, helps. The fact that our constituents are telling us that creating jobs and putting people back to work has to be job number one, I think helps. I think the fact that some people are concerned, there's a lot of debate when you need to extend the period of time for people to be receiving unemployment. There's a feeling among some that folks are not looking for work. This is an opportunity to do it differently.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
We've been talking with United States Congressman John Carney. I'm Jill Horner for Comcast Newsmakers.